In this lesson, we're going to learn about early learning standards for children birth to kindergarten. Now, you may be familiar already with the Virginia Learning Standards for K-12, Standards of Learning, or SOLs. So that works for children 5 and up. But Virginia Department of Social Services put together standards for children birth to kindergarten. Now, within the next few years, we're going to see a new set of standards come out by the Virginia Department of Education, which goes along with the Virginia Standards of Learning. But until that comes out, we're going to use Milestones of Child Development. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to find learning standards for social studies, math, and science, and how to determine what age they go with. So first, we're going to look at the table of contents so we can get an overview of cognition and general knowledge. Now, you guys have this document put in the assignment for lesson plan, so you can open it yourself. Now, keep in mind the actual document page numbers are different from PDF page numbers, so I'm going by PDF page numbers, which are right here at the top. You can follow along with that. So if you look here on the bottom left-hand corner, we have cognition and general knowledge. That is a domain. So different domains are social and emotional development, language and literacy, physical development and health, fine arts. So cognition and general knowledge basically covers math, science, and social studies. Those are the strands, and then beneath those strands, they break down into substrands, which kind of gives us more detailed information about what that substrand is. So the first strand is math. And then under math, we have different areas that children learn between numbers and operations, measurement, patterns and relationships, shapes, spatial sense, data collection and analysis, and time and sequence. Our next strand is learning about the world, which is just a phrase to cover science. So under science, we have scientific knowledge and then scientific inquiry and exploration. Finally, strand 3 is learning about families and communities, which is really early civics, but this is called basically social studies. So in social studies, we have history, geography, economics, and families and communities, which families and communities equals out to civics once they get into kindergarten and up. So these are the different strands we're going to be looking at in this class. You're going to do a lesson plan for all three. So first you'll do a social studies lesson plan, and then you'll do a math and science lesson plan at the end of the semester. So let's look at this so I can explain to you how it actually works, because if you just look at it on your own, it's kind of confusing. So let's move to social studies. This is math right here. So we have strand 1. And let's get to social studies. All right, so first we're going to see what's called the face page. Now we're on page 46 for social studies. The face page gives us all 4 strands and all of the different indicators, which tells us actually what the children learn. So for instance, history is A1 through A9. Children birth to age 5 learn 9 different things when it comes to history. In geography, they learn B1 through B11, right down here. Economics, they learn C1 through C7. And families and communities, they learn D1 through D11. Now, indicators are the exact sentences that are observable behaviors and abilities you can see from a child. So for instance, in geography, we can go to B7 and say a child will demonstrate beginning knowledge of the relationship between people, places, and regions. Or B8, they identify common geographic tools. So those are indicators, and you're going to choose one of those to base your whole lesson plan from. You're going to pick one of those single indicators to write a learning objective. You're going to teach based on that. You're going to assess based on that, and so forth. So those are the indicators. Now, if you look at the space page, you see all the indicators, but you probably notice it doesn't tell you what age groups go for what indicators. So now we're going to kind of turn to a different page. Each of these strands have their own page, and it breaks down in a different way. So we see substrand A is history. We turn the page to page 47, and at the top you see a definition of the domain and a definition of the strand, history. But now, when we go left to right, it doesn't change strands, it changes ages. So you see the first rectangle is birth to 18 months. That covers the indicators A1, A2, and A3. These are what infants are learning. Then you go to the right, the second one is 18 months to 36 months. Children are learning A4 and A5. So if you're a toddler teacher, you want to know when it comes to history that children are learning to understand that change is related to time and they can recount daily events. Moving on to 36 to 48 months, they learn A6 and A7. And 48 months and older, they learn A8 and A9. So we have A1 through 9 broken up in 4 age groups. And then if you look to the face page again, that is all of our indicators. So that is what a typical face page and then a strand page looks like. If you move on to the next page, you'll see the same setup. There's geography, birth through 18 months. Here's the indicators, 18 to 36 month indicators, and so on. So that is how you're going to pick the indicators. Your indicators should be like A1, B5, something like that. But you want to make sure that the indicator you choose goes along with the age group. You can't say, I'm going to teach pre-K 4-year-olds, but I'm going to use B1. Because if you look here, B1 is for infants, so that's not going to apply necessarily to 4-year-olds. If you want to teach 4-year-olds, you could pick, for instance, B10, create representation of locations and space during play. When children just play with blocks and they say this is a tower and this is a road, that could be a complete whole lesson plan for social studies. But you guys can find a lot of different ideas on my Pinterest pages for social studies. Those are found in the syllabus in the back. And in this assignment for the lesson plan, you guys are going to have a PowerPoint that teaches you how to do every different part of the lesson plan. But it's very important that you learn how to read the learning standards for children birth through age 5 so you know what's developmentally appropriate. Okay, after you've watched this video, watch the PowerPoint for lesson plan, and looked at all the instructions, if you have any questions, feel free to email me, call me, text me. We can even set up a Zoom meeting to go over things. Just let me know if you have questions. And then this week, you are going to be posting in the discussion board, giving me some ideas at what you might want to do your lesson plan on. So you're going to give me some activity ideas, and then you're going to pick one of these indicators to go with it to say, here's what I'm teaching. All right, guys, have fun this week. Bye.